I think I finally found my rhythm. This week, I had to run 24 miles, and I really was contemplating between running outside or running on a treadmill. And when I think about running on the treadmill, I just have a feeling of uneasiness because of how daunting it is to be on a treadmill for 3 hours plus. And I never really had any thought to running on a treadmill because all my long runs have always been outside. It always felt natural for me to run outside for anything over 10 miles. So this week around, I decided to run the 24 miles on the treadmill to really see if I could finish that 24 miles, because thinking back to my failed 22-mile attempt, I had thoughts, and I wasn't confident that I could finish 24 doing an outside run. So I just decided to do a treadmill run. I could control a lot of things. I can keep the pace at the same speed, and I don't have to encounter any cars, any traffic lights, and really gave me an opportunity to think about my form, think about how my stride is for running on the treadmill. Think about how my arms are moving back and forth to really propel my body forward. And I gotta say that this treadmill run has boosted my confidence in developing a rhythm in running, in working out. I see it as another different type of training style as opposed to outside running, and that really opened up my eyes, because now I feel that my body is very comfortable in this running position to complete the race. I didn't add any incline when I was doing my treadmill runs. I only kept it at 6.7, which is at a 9 minutes per mile pace. I really wanted to see if I could run that pace for the entirety of the run, and which I did complete. I'm proud of that. I know that courses that have hills, I will be a little bit slower, but I know that the time that I put in, that I could last for a marathon. So I'm very confident in my training that I'll be able to complete the marathon. Now the question to whether or not I will PR, I think that will be determinant on a lot of variables, but I feel confident in my training for this run. My 24-mile treadmill run really allowed me to hone in on other things that needed attention. So one thing that needed attention was the time spent running. I really needed that 20 plus mile run time under my belt in order to feel confident. When I only finished 17 out of the 22, I did not feel confident that I could reach 22 or 24. So this really helped me out. Another thing that helped me out was during my weekend runs, I always have to plan out where I'm gonna run to get the right mileage. But when I'm on a treadmill, I don't have to make these decisions in where I'm gonna go, if there's any rest stops, how am I gonna refuel. When I'm on the treadmill, water is there. I have all my gels right at my fingertips, and there isn't any distractions. The only thing is that when we compare that to an outside run where I have my backpack on, I'm not really copying the race details. So I think that's something that is not comparable to the marathon. So it allowed me to run more on the treadmill, but it did not mimic the conditions of race day, which I'm totally fine with, because I know in my past runs I've had success in outside runs. This whole rhythm talk has really made me think about how my schedule has evolved over time, how my training regimen has adapted. And when I first started, it just felt like a bother, or it felt like a nuance to always come to the gym. But I think when you think about what type of benefit you get out of it, I think it's well worth the time commitment. Every time I finish a workout, I just feel a huge accomplishment that I achieved, and it allows me to think clearly and start the day right. And even with running, after each run, I always feel better. I always feel in a happier mood after I finish a run. And while I'm running, I actually have all these thoughts in my head, thinking about situations that occurred in my life and how I could have approached it differently. I think it's a great thing to reflect on past things that happened, because it allows growth. And also, you get the physical benefit of doing cardio. I've been focusing a lot on the eccentric portion of each lift, and have been really trying to dial in feeling each muscle fiber whenever I do each exercise, and really waiting until I feel confident enough to move on to a higher weight. So this week I definitely had very ambitious goals, knowing that I have to continue pushing my weight limits on lifting, but also my running journey needs to match that type of intensity. So this week I did the 135, did the 225, went up to 275, and these reps felt good. It felt a lot better than all the other prior weeks that I've ever deadlifted, and I wanted to see how far I could push myself this week. And instead of stopping at the 275, I ended up trying out a higher weight than I normally did. So here's my 345. Yeah, I was able to get 2 reps. Hands did not feel like they were slipping, and it felt great. So I will continue pushing on. My marathon is in 2 weeks, and really looking forward to it. That's it for this week, and I'll catch you in the next one.